All right, good evening, everyone. We have 6 o'clock, so we will take roll call. Roll call.
Everybody's here.
Having quorum, we will call the Wabash City School Board meeting for Monday, February 6, 2023 to order. Will everybody please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We begin each Wabash City School Board meeting by reading the Wabash City Schools mission. Wabash City Schools provides a relevant and rigorous education founded upon relationships to ensure each student is college and career ready for success in the global community. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. Do we have any recognitions?
Not this evening.
No recognitions. We do have a couple of revisions to the agenda tonight. Number one, adding Wabash High School Student Council update to agenda item A and moving all the remaining items down one spot, and then approve item O to the agenda, which is accept the Parkview Community Health Improvement Grant. But accept a motion on the revisions to the agenda.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Any discussion on the revisions? If not, all those in favor of approving the revisions to the agenda indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. We have the consent agenda. We have minutes from our January 17th, 2023 meeting. Claims, donations, and financials. There are no financials at tonight's meeting. I would accept a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion second. Any discussion on the consent agenda? If not, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. At this point, are there any agenda items anyone from the audience wishes to comment on tonight? All right, hearing none, we'll continue. The next regular scheduled board meeting will be Monday, February 20th, 2023 at Wabash City Hall, 202 South Wabash Street, Wabash, Indiana at 6 p.m. We have a few items of communications. There's no old business, new business. Wabash High School Student Council update. Ladies?
All right, so it's February. Not a lot has happened, but we're starting to see some new things pick up. So we have some new things to tell you about.
So we decided to sell candy grams this year for Valentine's Day. All week in the connector, we will have students at a table. They're $1 a piece, and in a bag you would get conversation hearts, Hershey Kisses, and heart suckers. And next Tuesday during our student council meeting, we would go and deliver them to whoever you decided to send.
So our art club is hosting a post-it art show. And so every student from our high school will get to decorate their own post-it note and we'll put it up on their board. So we can show and express all our creativity, everyone, not just art students. So
When is that?
that is Monday the 13th. Is that when they're up? Yeah. Well, that's a day on the poster.
Okay, and so the big thing that has been is we've had foreign exchange students from Argentina come, and so they've been staying with families around the community. Some of them have stayed with the ambassadors. So there's been a lot of students who have these foreign exchange students have followed around just to, see what it's like to be an American high school student. But with them being here, they've also gotten to see places in Wabash, like that's the Ford Theater. They've gone to Chicago, and if you can keep scrolling, they've presented to our dual immersion classes. And I know there's a little boy that goes to our church, and I don't know if he's in the dual immersion class, but he was so excited because they taught them how to play football or soccer. One of the kids came to youth group that night, and he goes, "I met the Argentinian kids." And so that was just kind of fun for them, I know, to learn more about their culture, and that was really cool for those kids. And it's been so fun getting to meet them and learning about their culture. So that's been really cool to experience. And then for future plans, Sports Spectacular is coming up in March, which is where we just kind of have some fun. We have activities all throughout the week, and then on that Friday, we just play a bunch of games. And typically there's a fundraiser that goes along with that. And this year, I think it's for the animal shelter. And then there is a prom fundraiser going on where you can build your own ice cream sundae. So all those proceeds will go towards prom, and prom is also coming up. So, yeah, and we have 78 days left of school.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you, ladies.
All right, next item on the agenda is approve the attached recommendation for the 2023-2024 calendar. Accept a motion?
So moved.
Motion and a second discussion.
We had 3 calendar options that we looked at. They all had a slight variation in our starting day as well as our length of time over Christmas break, either 2 full weeks or doing a split week similar to what we did this year, as well as keeping or removing the day before spring break. The option we are presenting for approval is option B, and that had 51% of staff members that chose that as their first choice, and 85% of staff members chose it as their first or second choice. Our first 2 teacher days will be split, so they will start on a Friday, and then Monday will be the second teacher day, and our first student day will be Tuesday, August 8th. This is 1 day earlier than this year. This option does include the full week at fall break. It includes the Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving, and it gives us 2 full weeks at Christmas. So we'll be in session until Friday, December 22nd, and then we would return after winter break on Monday, January 8th. Our spring break will run Friday, March 29th, so we'll be out on that day. And we would return, or it runs through April 5th. So we would return on April 8th, and our last student day would be Thursday, May 23rd, and graduation would be on Friday, May 31st. One caveat to this calendar is that we did plan it for 180 school days. When it's published, the community will see that we are currently looking at a 5-day week. It does include 2 built-in snow days, snow makeup days, which are February 19th and March 18th. We did learn last Friday that the DOE is accepting applications beginning this Friday for the 1003 flexibility waiver, which is what we had this year to be able to count minutes instead of days. This waiver allows us to have our staff PD days and not require students to have to do e-learning. So we have really found those PD days beneficial to our staff. So we will be applying again for this waiver. We are working on the application, and we will bring the application and a resolution to the board at the February 20th board meeting. We have to have a resolution passed by the board before we can submit our application. If we submit in this first window, we should know by mid-May if we are approved. And if we are approved, we will revise our calendar to include those staff PD days with no e-learning, just like we did this year. So we do want to make sure that families know that that could happen. But if it does happen, our fall break and spring break will remain the same weeks that we have on this calendar that we are approving tonight, because I know some families are looking ahead towards vacation scheduling. Those 2 weeks would not change.
And Christmas break won't change, right?
Yes, Christmas break would not change either.
Any questions from the board for Dr. Sibley? If not, all those in favor of approving the recommendation indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item C, approve the attached preschool fees for the 2023-2024 school year.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Discussion.
We are recommending raising our monthly fees for our 3-year-old half-day program and 4-year-old full-day program. 3-year-old is going up by $5 and 4-year-old is going up by $10. These fees were last raised 2 years ago, and we continue to be lower than neighboring school-based preschools and significantly lower than childcare expenses.
Right. Any discussion from the board? If not, all those in favor of approving the preschool fees indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item D, approve Sarah Cole to provide 1 hour of homebound instruction per week at her hourly rate to a Wabash Middle School student beginning February 7th, 2023.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Discussion.
I recommend the board approve this homebound request.
All those in favor of approving the recommendation indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item E, approve retirement of Christy Hodson as Wabash Middle School Secretary effective July 1st, 2023.
So moved.
Motion and second. Discussion.
Mrs. Hodson has worked for Wabash City Schools for 27 years. I believe she started as a para. We want to thank her for her years of service and wish her the best in retirement.
All those in favor of approving the retirement indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item F, approve the following retirements of certified staff effective at the end of the 2022-2023 school year. Marsha Forrester, Lori Gunderman, Susan Kiefaber, and Darren Porter.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Discussion.
These 4 teachers have decided to retire and will receive the early notification incentive that the board previously approved. Combined, these 4 teachers have 132 years of service with Wabash City Schools. Words cannot express our gratitude and appreciation for these individuals, and we wish them nothing but the best and look forward to celebrate with them at the end of the year.
All those in favor of approving the retirements indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item G, approve leave of absence for Alicia Draper from January 11th to March 8th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Discussion.
I recommend the board approve this leave of absence.
All those in favor of approving the leave of absence indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item H, approve Katie Dinger as long-term substitute for Alicia Draper at OJ Neighbors from January 11th to March 8th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion and second. Discussion.
Ms. Danger will fill in for Mrs. Draper while she is out for her leave, and we appreciate Mrs. Danger's willingness to fill in long-term for us.
All those in favor of approving the recommendation indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item I, approve Jen Smith as Apache Academy teacher from January 4th to February 3rd, 2023 at a prorated rate of $500.
So moved.
Motion second. Discussion.
Mrs. Smith has served as our alternative ed teacher. This is the prorated amount for the time that she has served.
All those in favor of approving the recommendation indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item J, accept resignation from Jen Smith as Wabash High School special education teacher effective February 3rd, 2023.
So moved.
Motion second. Discussion.
Mrs. Smith has decided to take a position outside of education, and we wish her good luck in her future endeavors.
All those in favor of accepting the resignation indicate by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item K, approve Kim Frazier as Apache Academy teacher for the remainder of the 2022-2023 school year at a stipend of $2,000 effective February 6th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion second. Discussion.
With Mrs. Smith's resignation, Mrs. Frazier will take over the teacher responsibilities for Apache Academy. She has already been working with the students in this program, so she has built relationships with them, and I'm sure she'll do an excellent job for us.
Is the $2,000 a prorated amount since we,
Well, we're actually giving her the full amount because she has been in there the entire semester. And we've gone down to one teacher in that room where we did have two different teachers.
Um, Any other discussion?
How many students are in there?
We have two different sessions. Last semester when we ended, we had about 12 in each session. So it just depends on if some got to come back full time. So usually anywhere from 6 to 12 per session.
And one teacher is enough for
Yeah.
that type of class?
We have aides that assist in there as
Okay.
well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the recommendation indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item L, accept resignations from the following classified staff. Diane White as cafeteria employee at Wabash Middle School effective January 27th, 2023. Tracy Dixon as cafeteria employee at OJ Neighbors effective January 17th, 2023. Donovan Miller as Wabash Middle School building technician effective February 3rd, 2023. Shelley Hipskin as Wabash City Schools admin office receptionist effective February 10th, 2023.
So moved.
A motion and second discussion.
We want to thank all of these individuals for their time and service to Wabash City Schools. I do want to make the board aware that as part of our cost savings efforts, Mr. Miller and Mrs. Hipskin will not be replaced. Their duties will be absorbed internally.
All those in favor of accepting the resignations indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item M, approve Ashley Pelfrey as teacher aide for Wabash Middle School, Wabash High School at a rate of $11 per hour for under 30 hours per week effective February 7th, 2023.
So moved.
A motion and second discussion.
Ms. Pelfrey will assist in our PE classrooms and the RISE classroom, and we would like to welcome her to Wabash City Schools.
All those in favor of approving the recommendation indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item N, approve the following coaches for the 2022-2023 school year. Wabash High School boys golf volunteer Ryan Carmichael, elementary school basketball Heather McKee, Adrian Leland, Matt Stone, Wabash High School boys track volunteer Clint Kugler.
So moved.
Motion second discussion.
We just want to say thank you to these coaches and volunteers for giving their time to our student athletes.
All those in favor of approving the recommendation indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item O, accept the Parkview Community Health Improvement Grant.
So moved.
A motion second discussion.
Wabash City Schools has been awarded a Parkview Community Health Improvement Grant. It is in the amount of $4,551, and this grant will cover half of the YMCA membership fees for up to 50 employees for the months of February, March, and April. The employees pay the other half, and the program is entitled Beat the Winter Blues, Why Not Get Healthier? It provides access to the Y during months when outside fitness activities are not as desirable. And the program addresses the health priority of reducing obesity in our community. Those that participate will receive a beginning and end in-body scan at the Y to set up their goals for 3 months and then to evaluate the success of the program. The in-body scans are being provided by the YMCA at no charge to our participants, and there will also be monthly drawings paid through the grant to encourage the use of the Y. We currently, I think we have 31 of our 50 spots filled, and we hope to get those last 20 spots filled by the end of this week.
All right. Any questions from the board? If not, all those in favor of accepting the grant indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Items from superintendent.
First, I want to start by commending our girls basketball team. My husband and I attended their sectional game, and despite being down by double digits twice, the girls continued to fight back, and the game was decided by a last-second shot. Our parents and coaches should be proud of the grit and sportsmanship that our girls displayed. was a heartbreaking game, but it was probably one of the most exciting games I've ever been at. We've continued to examine and find cost-saving areas. This includes plans not to backfill certain positions immediately, as well as for next year. We continue to work on our transportation and believe we are moving closer to a plan that will reduce costs with the least amount of families affected. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to the families that hosted our Argentinian students. I believe tomorrow is their last day in Wabash. We appreciate the families opening their homes to these students, and we hope that the students enjoyed their time in Wabash and wish them safe travels home.
Any questions for Dr. Sibley? All right. Items from Chief Business Officer, Mr. Stone.
I just want to say congrats to all our retirees, Christy and all the teachers. A lot of experience and a lot of years at Wabash City Schools there, and wish them all luck. And I told all of them, I've never had anyone tell me they were sorry they retired. So I'm sure they're all excited and looking forward to retirement. So congrats to all of them.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Stone? All right. Items from administrators. Anybody? Items from visitors. Items from board members.
I just want to applaud the exchange program. I've heard wonderful things, and I got to meet a couple of them, which was great. And I hope we get to continue to do things like that, because I'm sure it's not just beneficial for those kids, but anyone that they come in contact with. I heard they got to do so many fun things, and they're not even like heading back to Argentina. They're going all over the United States, which is so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hope we get to continue doing things like that. That's all I got.
I just wanted to congratulate the retirees. It's a lot of experience. All those names are people that are synonymous with Wabash City Schools, so congratulations. The Argentina program, they got to come to Fort Meter Box last week. We got to take them through a tour, so that was a nice little add-on. And I also know that at OJ, the kids are working hard on Lion King Jr. They practice. I'm impressed, and it seems like it's going very well. So that's March 23rd, 24th, 25th. Okay, so. But yep, so go see the OJ kids and Lion King Jr.
Honda,
Nothing that hasn't been said.
Jason.
Shout out to our school counselors. It's National School Counselors Week. For those who didn't know, I didn't until today. So I appreciate school counselors and what you guys do. Shout out to the OJ Robotics Club. I'm a little partial, but they're doing really, really well. Like, I'm impressed. Like, their first year, they're ranked. They have a chance to go, like, to state if they keep going the route to go, and that's impressive. So they got their final competition on Friday. It's going to be an all-day, literally all-day event, like from like 7 to 4 at Northfield. And so it's open to public. It's free. Stop on by, just check it out for a couple moments to see what it's about. It's interesting. So that's all. Yeah.
I too would like to congratulate the retirees, thank them for all the time that they've spent and the countless lives that they've impacted over the years. So that can't be understated. They've done a fantastic job. So thank you and best wishes in a long and happy retirement. And also just want to thank Parkview for the support that they provide to us, the health improvement grant, and would encourage folks to sign up and fill those last 19 spots. So with that, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you.